it would work. Of course not. Why would the fucking audio cable be loose at the end? Okay. Penis. Okay, let's check this picture. There you go. Dick cheese. Okay, that's redundant. Hey there. There's a little bit of a tester live stream from this new particular angle to see if I could actually have the capacity to stream from this piece of shit laptop. Whether or not that's a thing that I'm going to be allowed to do is not going to be up to me. It's going to be up to this particular internet connection. So let's see if that's going to be something that I'm going to be able to have so that I could continue the streams. Oh boy. Wow, a David Blaine stream. Well, I just put that in the title just I don't know, because I'm sure it was going to come up at some point. You fuck. But you know what, the worst part is that I bought this fucking stupid. First of all, I brought the mic that we use from ham radio. This is the mic that I use. And that cable right there, I thought I could just go ahead and get an adapter and connect it to this computer. It turns out you can't do that. You can't do that. You need something of a mixer in order for this to work. So unfortunately, I'm relegated to this shitty snowball microphone, this shitty fucking USB terrible cancer microphone, and that's what I'm left with here. So this is a snowball. There's a blue snowball microphone, of which I rather get audited than used for another minute. But unfortunately, it's either this or the microphone from the actual laptop itself, which, as you could imagine, is pretty terrible. So right now, I want to see if this is actually a stream that's going to die, because right now the CPU is at 46, and no lag. So that's not a bad thing. Wow, look at that! I didn't know I had the capacity. To stream on this channel, on this laptop anymore. I thought that it would have been shit. I do like the standing aesthetic though. Did you see that shitty David Blaine stunt? What was so shitty about that? I mean, I liked it. Some people didn't like it. I liked it. I thought it was a fun thing. Grown man paces while holding a blue snowball. And then turn off the fan. Why would I turn off the fan? That's part of the aesthetic. Part of the aesthetic you get here is that that fan. As a matter of fact, you know what? Just because you asked nicely, I'm gonna turn it off. Although I'm willing to bet that at some point, if I press that button again or pull that little lever, it's probably gonna bring the whole thing down. Pig, will you fight me in a magic battle? I don't understand what the conditions would be of a magic battle. I'm sorry, I'm looking here. The monitor's here, but the camera's there. I apologize. Did he do it? Fuck, I was working. Yeah, Daniel, he did it. He went up and it was all, planned and coordinated. He didn't do any twist. So people like you that have feeble minds and want twists wouldn't appreciate it. But I like the artistic value of it. I like the fact that he went up and came back down, and there was quite substantial sweat from my palm. But this is, let me know what you think of this aesthetic. Do you like this aesthetic? I like the old YouTube vibe from like 2004. Like those old streams would end up looking something like this. Usually they're with a webcam and the person will be sitting down. But I like this. If I set up a camera maybe up here, like up there, I could kind of do like a stand-up stream. I kind of enjoy that particular aesthetic. The only reason why it's here is because that's where the webcam is for the laptop. I could technically dangle it, but I don't want to be a redneck. I don't want to redneck this. So that's why. But I like this aesthetic. I definitely like this aesthetic. There's no difference between the mics. Yeah, there's a big difference. This is an XLR microphone. This has an XLR cable, which right off the bat has some noise suppression capabilities in terms of audio coming into there. This is also a dynamic microphone. So right off the bat, all the information that's broadcast through the microphone is already being narrowed, right? So if I talk like this into the microphone, it's not going to pick it up. This, I need to do the software equivalent of that, which is shit. This does it in-house. This needs software, and that software takes RAM, and that RAM could affect the stream. So that's why I prefer connecting a microphone like that. Unfortunately, all my equipment's at Daniel's house because I rather provide the quality for ham radio than anything else. Although I just realized I could connect my camera. Oh, but the power cable is at your house. Yeah, okay, so I can't do it anyway, so it's fine. There's the aesthetic. I'm going for YouTube. You know what? I'm going for the aesthetic of YouTube videos circa 2007. That's the aesthetic that I'm going for. So let me go through the comments here. By the way, another aspect of this is that I can't open up Chrome on this computer. I can't open it up because then it's going to bog down the stream. So I have to have it on my phone. That's the aesthetic that you're watching here. It's fantastic. So let me go through this. Fuck, I was working. People ride balloons and skydive every day, though. Yeah, I know. I get that. All right. But still, there's some sweat. There's some apprehension. I thought it was good. I enjoyed the actual stream. I enjoyed all the work that went into it. I enjoyed everything that he did as far as what he actually accomplished. Yeah, I know some people might say that it's just a hot air balloon, but I thought it was fun. I thought it was enjoyable, especially watching him put on that parachute. I was shitting my pants. David Blaine talked too much? I don't know. I don't think so. I think he was nervous, right? Obviously, there's some jitters. And, you know, you had to combine all the aspects of it. I enjoyed it. I know people might criticize it, but I enjoyed it. And I'm willing to bet that most people wouldn't actually have gone through with it. Most people wouldn't have gone through with it, even with all the people there. They would not have done that. So I usually watch most of the stream, but I'm anticipating that it might be boring. So I'm going to go outside. Maybe I'll be back in a while. God damn, that's rough. That's rough, man. And that's coming from a moderator. God damn, top notch. I also have a rash in the middle of my elbow on the crooks right there. I don't know where that came from, but it's very itchy. So every time if I'm holding a microphone like this, I feel it just festering. I need to get like Neosporin. Daniel, could you get that from the strip club? I don't know if you could get that from your strip club. Some Neosporin. Let's see. Magic battle rules. Biggest virgin wins. Whoever can fend off the women wins. Okay, that's an interesting contest. I guess your job is to try to repulse any female that happens to try to jump on you. But here's the thing. You're not ever going to get any female jumping on you from a trick. All right? You're never going to show a woman a trick. And she's going to go, wow, I want to sit on you. That's not the way magic works. Let's see. Ham Radio is low-key lame, says Satchel. I agree. Ham Radio says, did somebody mention me? Jesus Christ, I really want to shoot up a score right now just based on the fact that I have to deal with you even on non-ham radio days. That's tremendous. Says, lol, you suck? I think you suck. Stop doing face cam. You should stop doing life cam. Ever heard of that one? Pussy. There you go. We're back. I'd stayed at motels that look like this. So I've been at motels that look like this. So this is definitely not a hotel, Satchel. There you go. Oxymoron says it's a motel. Too much fluidity in his voice. The monotone was gone. Yeah, he's a person. He's actually not the character from Street Magic. I know it's disappointing for a lot of magicians, but he's a real individual. He's a real individual. He's a real boy, as Pinocchio might say. Ham Radio says, got you, fan. Thank you. I appreciate that. I feel like it might be just the AIDS festering through my skin. It's on both elbows, and I'm starting to think that maybe that could explain why I've been so lethargic as of late, that it's Lyme's disease. I got bit by a tick, and I have Lyme's. That could be a potential reason. We're going to find out in a couple years when I get multiple sclerosis. I don't get why he had to put the parachute up in the air just to make it more exciting. Well, the perception that he wanted was that he wanted this image where he was, going to lift up on balloons. And that's what I guess he was trying to do based on his interviews and based on his YouTube videos. So he didn't want the parachute to muddle that. However, I found that to be a moot point because it didn't matter. It didn't matter to begin with. He still looked like he was all rigged up. Although I guess for the picture, because the main thing that he wanted was that picture of him with you know, holding the balloons from the helicopter, and he didn't want a parachute showing there. So I assume that's why he did it. And the mic's gone, audio's perfect, sounds good. Danny didn't even have to cut off your mic this time. Yeah, it does it by itself. I might actually get some duct tape and tape this USB thing, because it's very loose. It reminds me of I don't know, I was gonna say like my mom maybe, but then that would imply that my mom's a whore, and my mom's not really a whore. I think that she's maybe only been on one person, so that's quite the aesthetic here. I don't like the way the mic looks, by the way. I don't like the way the mic looks. I should do this. Maybe I could do this, right? I could talk like this, and you could still pick me up, right? It sounds a little bit further away, but it looks better. This looks way better than this. Look at this. How terrible is this shit? Whereas this looks professional shit. Hey, my mom would be proud of this. Whereas this looks like, hey guys, welcome to Call of Duty no scope tutorial. I can't wait to show you guys how to do a 360 no scope from 2004. Let's see, Pig is out of it. Why aren't you at Danny's? Now something's wrong with the audio. Fuck. Take that cable off. It sounded better without it. How can I get that speaker? What speaker are you talking about? You talking about this? This is $39.95 on Amazon.com. It's awful. I don't recommend it for anybody. You need so many plugins to make it sound decent. Let's see. Take the cable off. It sounded better without it. That's funny. That's funny. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. That's great. Maybe I already spent all the money. It's just that it's at Daniel's house. All the equipment is at Daniel's house. So that's why I'm relegated to the throwaways. I'm relegated to the original microphone that I bought for the channel. This is what I used to record videos with. And I said, hey, man, I don't need a camera. All I need is a phone. I'm just going to shoot stuff off of my Galaxy S7. And you could tell by the aesthetic of my first couple videos how well that went. Let's see. The more you read the comments, the harder I get. Trump 2020. Okay, I'm going to get my my hat over there and see how you feel about that one. You know what I've realized? Even if you wear like one of the fake hats, like if you wear like a fake, like if I get a hat made, for example, that says "Make Magic Great Again," but it was the same font and the same red color and the same, I'm probably gonna get shit for it. I feel like I might get shit for it until people actually come up close and say, "Oh, it says magic." Okay, it says magic. Migi Kigi says, "Stop doing magic. You proud?" Yeah, I'm very proud. Anytime I get somebody to stop doing tricks, I'm infinitely more proud than if they say, hey man, I did your trick at a show today and it killed. I'd rather hear something like, hey dude, I stopped doing magic and you've inspired me to see the inside of a vagina. So thank you for that. Let's see. This one says, look at the arm. I don't know. I just ate right now. Don't inflate my ego. I haven't worked out since this morning. So that is just the product of me flexing the microphone, right? So don't think that I have somewhat of a bicep there. Actually, I do have biceps. Fuck you. I work out, motherfucker. But it's just enhanced. It's pressed against my skin, okay? So let me just reduce my ego there. Piggy, why you hate on magicians? Because they deserve the hate. Magicians are terrible. They're awful. I don't understand why they think that they have so much to give. But really all they're doing is doing card tricks. They're doing card tricks and they're thinking that they're doing more to the improvement of the planet than they actually do. They're terrible people. And if you meet a magician, do magic tricks and then meet another magician, and you're going to see why I dislike magicians. You can't have a conversation with magicians because while you're talking to them, this is what they're doing. They're just... I got to switch hands here. Hold up. Fuck. Okay, there you go. They're doing this while they're talking to you. You see this? Hey, yeah, man. Yeah, I'm from Wisconsin. Yeah, man. I love animals. My favorite animal is a duck. You know, it's a duck because ducks. I don't know. Imagine a conversation with an individual while they're mixing cards. That's how the conversation is going to go with most magicians. Let's see this one. I would buy that. That's why I love living in Tennessee. Nobody would give you shit about your political beliefs here because of the inbreeding. I believe that's because of the inbreeding. Why are you holding a giant butt plug? This is not a giant butt plug. This is I've mentioned it before. It's a microphone. The microphone, and if you could insert this into your anus, then I think you have other things to worry about, such as just randomly pooping, right? Because I imagine at that point it would just fall out. Like you wouldn't have to squeeze it out; it would just literally fall out. So that's something that maybe you should worry about if you think that this is a giant butt plug. Let's see, the inbreeding is pretty sweet too. Yeah, I imagine sisters are, you know, I don't have any sisters, but if I did, I'd probably be like, hey man, listen, let's be honest, we're both attractive because we look the same, so let's just get this over with, you know, like every Pornhub video. What's this one? What's the taper on the door about? I don't ask questions. All right, I don't ask questions about this particular place. Okay, I just deal with what comes with it as a day by day basis. So you know, the tape around whatever that is, I still don't know what that is. There's a tape around the door. It's an aesthetic at this point. All right, if anything, it adds to the YouTube from 2007 aesthetic here that I'm going for. So this looks like one of those old YouTube videos where maybe I'm going to start talking about, you know, the Rothschild family, right? And Podesta. That's kind of what I'm trying to go for when it comes to this aesthetic. So if anything, that adds to it. Like if I started talking right now about like, what's it called? Gang stalking, right? If I started talking about gang stalking right now, this would totally match the aesthetic, you know? So that's kind of what I'm going for in 2020. Ducks could change, hence the name Duck Change. I want to ban you for that. I'm not going to do that because I'm not an asshole. Can we talk about how awful the duck change is? The duck change is pretty terrible, I got to say it, but every change, the snap change is terrible in both iterations. Could you imagine that this is an actual color change? Let me switch hands here. This is what I'm relegated to because of the aesthetic. Hold up. So this snap change is one, and then this is another snap change. This thing, that one, right? But you do it like this. You go, oh look, and it changed. Terrible. It's terrible. People do that unironically. Everybody knows what's happening. The card's turning over. You're not fooling anybody. Okay, maybe you're fooling one person, and that's because he's on the spectrum. Is your bathroom still maybe haunted? No, the bathroom isn't haunted. It just has the unit that somebody could easily sleep in, like the crawl space above the toilet, or actually no, above the sink, which is even worse because you could see it from the toilet. But the kitchen is the one that's haunted because of the person that passed away there. So that's a thing that I have to worry about. And actually, as a matter of fact, earlier today, I was here, you know, on the computer, clacking away, and I heard a noise from the kitchen, like something fell down. But then I went to the kitchen, and nothing was out of place. Everything was perfect. And it sounded like glass breaking. So we'll find out. We'll find out if I'm truly haunted or if I have a specter where I'm dealing with. But I'm sure I'll keep you know, the channel posted. I'll keep you guys posted on the channel here as to the comings and goings of the ghost that's in my residence. Let's see this. Though for the other guests, it seemed real. I was picked for a trick and had to work with the magician. Is there something like real mentalism and a real body reading? Was at a show once and it was staged. Yeah, I imagine most people lie, you know, like there's a bit of mentalism, like muscle reading, right? You could do muscle reading for real, but are you going to really risk it in front of a crowd that could fail? No, you're going to do it. You're going to fake it. You're going to find a way to fake it. Let's see. What's your best magician joke? Well, I mean, there's the classic. What's the difference between a magician and a pizza? A pizza could feed a family of 4. That's the standard go-to one, but that's PG, right? Let me try to think of one on the spot here. I'm gonna test my comedic value here. Let me see how quick I could be on my feet. What's the difference between a magician and an audit? Actually no, what's this fuck, god damn it, I'm really dying here. What's the similarities between a magician and the Holocaust? Everything. Okay, you know, I should really stop complaining about improv. I think that was funny. If I would have heard that, I would have laughed a little bit. Do you think Blaine Will die in this one, says Stefan. That's funny. See, that's a good comment because you're doing it from the past, right? Like, you think Blaine is gonna die, assuming he already didn't do the stunt. Although there's a possibility that you might think that he hasn't done the stunt yet, Stefan. You might be so out of it that you didn't see that he did it. So that's also a possibility. What do you think? What do you do when a magician knocks on your door? Pay for the pizza. Pay for the pizza. That's a good one. That's a fantastic one. I want to kick with this leg, but I feel like I might drop the microphone. Pig, were you in the Navy? I think they have a height requirement at the Navy. So I was not in the Navy. As a matter of fact, once in my life, I was denied bumper cars. I couldn't get on the bumper cars because they said, "Oh, sorry, sir, you got to be on the right height." Granted, I was, I think, maybe 12 at the time, but it still hurts. What is David Blaine's favorite gimmick? Watch. He doesn't do that anymore. I don't think so. No, this is the Pixel 4a's camera. You see this? Because I'm literally holding the Pixel 4a. Whereas that is the camera from a Surface Pro 4. That's right. They're up to the Surface Pro 7, and I'm still rocking my Surface Pro 4. Because I am African American, which is technically true. Let's see. Jesus fuck, man. Haha. What is the live stream? Why does it exist? It exists because I'm testing. I'm testing the capacity of my computer and my connection to the internet, which is actually right there on the other side through that wall. So I'm testing the capacity of the internet. And I guess, I don't know, answering questions. David Blaine did a pertinent, important event today, I guess, if you want to call it that, and I thought maybe I might talk about it, but I've already talked about it. I said it was interesting, it was unique, I liked it. Some people might not like it. I enjoyed it because I'm a fan of David Blaine. So let's see, take that Surface Pro 4 and give us a tour of the neighborhood. Well, it's actually pretty cool, simple to give a tour. As a matter of fact, I should do it on my phone. It's very easy. There's crackheads there. If you go, there's a corner store across. There's a gas station. Crackheads everywhere. There's liquor stores nearby. There's I don't think there's gun shops nearby. That's the sign of living in the hood, when there's a gun store, a liquor store, and a convenience store all in one. But luckily, there's no gun store that I know of. There might be. Although here's the weird thing, and something I noticed the other day. There's a gas station nearby that has slot machines. They're not legal, and they're slot machines. So that's something that I'm still trying to figure out the legality of slot machines and old ladies playing the slots in a casino, in a gas station. Okay. Testing. Jabrizi could do that because Jabrizi is black. Let's see. Go interview crackheads in the corner store. That would be interesting, but they probably steal the equipment and sell it for crack. I don't want to risk my, I was going to say very expensive equipment, but I realized this Surface Pro 4 is about $400 right now because it's probably 4 years old at this point, maybe 6 years old. This microphone is like $30. So really, would I be losing out on much? Let's see. What grade did you used to teach? Was math your major? Math has never been my major. Math has always been my minor. And my and I don't mean that in like college wise. I mean like minor in terms of knowledge. because I still have to use my fingers for basic math. It's really terrible. I suggest you, if you have a son or daughter, what you do is that you instill the idea of math from a very early age, so they're very proficient by the time they're in school, and that way they have a possibility of getting into something that requires mathematics and then subsequently gives them a lot of money. That's the opposite of what I went through growing up. What I went through growing up, I feel like the screen is flashing, by the way. I don't know if that's just on my side. But what I went through growing up was my grandmother saying, if you don't eat the entirety of your plate, then I'm going to force feed it down your mouth. And if you don't eat that and you vomit it, well, I'm going to have you eat the vomit. So she made me count, I guess count ass beatings, maybe. But that just comes with growing up in a Latino household. They're fucking with you. Pig Danny F with the mic. Production value, nice sound. Mic sounds great. Yeah, sounds better when it's disconnected, right? I really don't like the fact that it's a very loose cable in the back here. I don't like that. But this is the longest USB that I have, so it kind of works out well for this particular thing. But I don't know, man. People tend to be very shitty when it comes to this Blaine thing. I've heard some mixed reviews. I've seen some people bitching about it, saying, he had a whole team doing it. He's not really holding on to the balloons. But the thing is that it's YouTube. First of all, it's YouTube funding it. So I imagine that David Blaine had probably 3% of his opinion taken at face value, and the rest was YouTube. And that's probably exaggerating David Blaine's input. He probably said, hey man, I want to hold balloons and then float, and then I'll parachute back down. Or he probably thought, oh, I could just maybe bring the balloons back down somehow, right? And then YouTube is like, okay, we'll fund everything, but we don't want a human being to die on our stream, so we're going to control everything. We're going to make sure that you're A-okay. And they put a lot of money into it, and they had this whole production. Because could you imagine if there's a possibility of him perishing in the stunt, and it's YouTube, streamed, promoted, sponsored, and everything by YouTube? That'd be pretty terrible. That would be pretty bad. Let's see. Nice lollipop in your hands. This would be a terrible lollipop. Be a very overpriced lollipop, and you'd probably get diabetes if this was the actual shape of the I keep having to adjust the cable. If this was the actual shape and or volume of your lollipop. Let's see. Jabrizi Lives Matter. Well, Jabrizi just posted a thing on Instagram. I follow him now. I follow Jabrizi. He posted a thing donating $1,000 to like a local thing. Which I've just found funny, that he has this massive check, and it's like $1,000. Yeah, $1,000 is a lot of money, but I don't think that it's, like you have to have I would say a $10,000 minimum if you're gonna give one of these giant novelty checks. You know what I'm saying? $1,000 is like especially to like a restaurant. If you're giving $1,000 to a restaurant, that's like maybe an hour, like an hour's worth of actually not even, because I'm trying to quantify it, because you got to include wages, so it's probably 30 minutes worth of operational costs, maybe. So you save them 30 minutes of operational costs. What's this? Where did you get your rings? Well, this one I forgot where I bought it. Funny enough, I went metal detecting recently, or I went to accompany my buddy, and I have him scan this ring, and he's like, yeah, that's fake as shit. And then I had him scan this ring, and he's like, yeah, that one's real. This one I got from Magi Fest 3 years ago. So a very nice company was selling these rings 3 years ago. This I got from a website for like $10. This I think was like $100 if I remember correctly. And I recently purchased this from Wish.com, which is a ring, right? There's a little bit of a ring, but this is it's also a shiner. So if you put this on your pinky and you have it the other way, you have a little bit of a shiner. You see that? So it's very reflective. So you could see cards. You see my virginity here? You could see it if you angle it correctly. So I bought it for like $2 from like Wish.com. It took 30 days to get here though, because well, they gotta fly through the COVID clouds that are there. So Let's see this one. Based. Yeah, based. I'm pretty based, I would say. Which is worse, COVID-19 or Evanera? I would say COVID. I would say COVID. I haven't thought of Evanera in a while. I really haven't thought of him and his infinite fattery, maybe. His videos have come up every once in a while, but it's always the same kind of BS. I would definitely smash PigCake. Okay, that's cool, man. I'm glad you would fuck me, dude. I appreciate that. Mark Cobain probably says BLM. So, Andrew Jones says probably BLM in response to Mark Cobain. Let's see. Hey, men, I used one of your paddle points and got expelled. Thank you. Love your content forever. Yeah, I suggest not to actually use those. I realized looking through my old catalog of videos with videos like the autism awareness test and Black Lives Matter card trick. That was another one from a couple years ago. I would say maybe 3 years ago. So your boy was, your boy was on that tip. So if you do the powder point from those videos, you might get in trouble. Internet's going to look for things to point out. Actually, it was inspiring. Reminds me of Baumgartner trying to get people to break comfort zones. Yeah. I figured that's probably another good unintentional thing. It's a very inspirational message. It's hell, you could float up, you could do whatever it is that you need to do. You're capable of anything that you put your heart to, right? Let's see this one. Based and pig-pilled. Is that the opposite, or is that like correlating to black-pilled? I don't know if you're familiar with the incel movement of black pill. I'm gonna stand like Bill Paxton from that thing. Black pill is the thought process of African Americans having like superiority when it comes to getting females, because females want the longness. That's what being black pilled is. So that's quite a rabbit hole. If you ever go down it, I suggest you Google it and maybe get informed. It's quite an interesting rabbit hole. Let's see, what's this one? I was subbed to you since 3 years. I just recognize your voice somehow. That's cool. That's kind of weird though. If you recognize it, maybe it's from the registry. I can't zoom into this, which kind of sucks. I've realized I don't have that capacity yet. We might figure it out as we go. But I'm glad I've been able to do a stream here and no drop frames. That's kind of cool. No drop frames. The computer's at 50% capacity in terms of CPU. So this seems good. So far I've been streaming 32 minutes. That's kind of interesting. So maybe I could add certain things. Maybe I could add like a little there, like a little squirter. Watch David Blaine's Ascension. Yeah, I was briefly talking about that. I love the Jussie Smollett card trick. Yeah, that's one of my favorite ones. Especially the idea of getting Subway at 2 o'clock in the morning in Chicago. And out of nowhere, you get recognized, which I doubt, and you also get a noose placed around you, and then bleach thrown on you. I don't think that's the way hate crimes work. Even if it was a hate crime, that seems a little bit movie-like. That seems like if you got a boardroom of maybe 9 white people, and you said, all right, guys, so we're going to make a Lifetime movie where we're going to have a, impoverished African-American person go through a hate crime. Okay. So how are we going to do that? Oh, well, we could just say that he's an actor, right? He's a budding actor, and he's going to go to like a restaurant at 2 o'clock in the morning, and, people jump him. No, I don't think that's enough. No. They got to put like something representing hate on him. What if they put like a noose around him? Yeah, that's good. I got one. How about you throw bleach on him? Perfect. Yeah, so we'll do that. And then, we call him all a bunch of racial stuff. So I found that really funny of that. But the trick represented the disdain for his claims. Especially when it came out that it was his buddies who are 2 very jacked Nigerian men. That's the other part that I found quite interesting. Let me go through here. Nobody in the chat knows what girls want. It's the opposite of that Mel Gibson movie. I've realized it's the opposite. Nobody knows. It's like what girls want. I don't know. I don't know why I thought that was funny. Autism awareness was my favorite. That's tremendous. Let's see this. Pig, do you like Chris Ramsey? Yeah, I like Ramsey. I've met him once in in person, I guess you could say that. I had maybe 2 conversations with him, but he's all right. Canadian, though. That's the only downside. He's Canadian. And Canada's kind of, I don't know if you know this, but kind of gay. I'm just gonna say it in a middle school way. Okay, it's not a derogatory term used towards a marginalized group. I just want to make that clear for the algorithm and the hive mind that YouTube has created. That I'm not saying that in terms of a marginalized group. I'm saying that as a middle school insult. You are gay, or Canadians are kind of gay. Have you ever received heat from other magicians for revealing secrets? Yeah. Facebook was pretty terrible. As a matter of fact, I remember the Inject app. I was in the little group and I said, hey guys, I made a little bit of a video reviewing Inject, and there were people in the group that said you should have your license revoked for reviewing the trick on YouTube. Like, I didn't expose the trick, I didn't do a tutorial for the trick, I did a review saying that this is an amazing trick. And people on Facebook responded, well, you're exposing it to kids now, and kids are going to use their parents' credit card and buy Inject, which was completely asinine because the majority of the demographic of people that watch this, as a matter of fact, I want to say maybe 60% are 18 to 45-year-olds. So that's kind of a stupid asinine thing. And then fuck you, because you're saying, people are gonna buy it, you're gonna make people buy Inject, and I don't know what, give more money to the manufacturer so he could probably add updates to it, you fucking moron. So that was another one that was funny, and it wasn't even from a tutorial, it was from a review. I posted a review of Inject 2 saying you should buy it. It's one of the best magic apps ever. It's something that is not an app, essentially. They don't see it as an app. It's just using a phone, and it's a great thing and a tool. And I still got hate for it. I still got people in the fucking Facebook group going, oh, you shouldn't have it revoked. This is terrible. What are you doing? You fucking old piece of shit. Maybe you should go back and realizing that you hate yourself. Maybe you hate yourself and you're trying to project it on I don't know, some sort of Arabic gay magician. So let's see. Girls like to play Minecraft with me? No girls like to play Minecraft, and the girls that like to play Minecraft should not be considered girls. They should be considered abominations. Hey Pig Daddy, do you like pork? Yeah, I actually love pork. I don't like the idea of like a pork cake, but I love pork. Pork is actually a really good sort of, I want to say nutritious meat. People tend to think that it's bad, but it's good. It's good. Good kind of fats, good protein content for pork. So it gets a bad rap. But I do eat pork. Wi-Fi is bad in Florida. It's actually really good. It's really good. I haven't seen any lag here. I haven't seen any lag there. So it's quite substantial. I'm actually quite surprised considering this is a wireless connection, Satchel. Is that the whole point of selling tricks, right? Yeah, I don't fucking understand it. And it really got me upset without even being like a meme or a joke. Usually I pretend to be more upset than I am. But that actually got me fucking peeved. And I'm like, fuck you, you motherfucker. You're going to enjoy the next update that was probably helped by the purchases of the app. So why don't you shut up? You know, oh my goodness. I wish I could have a conversation with that person. But here's the thing. Don't ever have a conversation with you. Don't ever have a public conversation. I guarantee you any one of those old pieces of shit, and they're probably not even old. They're probably fucking near my age, but they're still so fucked in the head. They'll never actually have an active one-on-one like this. You know, if I say, hey man, why don't we do a stream, you and I, and we hash it out and we debate it. They're not going to do it because they're pussies. They rather text behind a keyboard where they have at least maybe 5 seconds to think of what they're going to write before they fucking write it than have an actual dialogue because they're going to get demolished. Imagine what point could you possibly have making that argument? Oh, no, you're going to have people buy it. Okay, so yeah, but you're exposing it on YouTube. I'm not exposing it to review. How about Greg himself posting it on Facebook in public groups, promoting the fucking app itself? I don't know if you've noticed this, but any website that you purchase magic tricks, you don't need a fucking password to open the app, you know, or to open the website. You could just go on the website and buy it. You fucking retard. Oh my god, I want to find that person. Pig, I'm not a magician. I just do magic. Why do people hate on Justin Miller? Maybe because he goes around calling people man bun faggots. Maybe that's why. Maybe he goes around calling people man bun faggots, and that's why people hate on Justin Miller. He's a great magician. Don't get me wrong. He's fantastic, but he's very oh man, I gotta say, very wishy-washy when it comes to his mood. Right? I just had my interaction with Magi Fest. Go up to him, say, "Hey, Justin, I'm a huge fan of yours." You know, he thought that I was following him, recording him. He thought that I was doing that. I wasn't doing that. He said somebody wearing a pink sweater was going around recording me. I was the only person wearing a pink sweater, and I didn't record him. I wasn't recording him at all. I you know, frankly, didn't even know that that was something that one would think I was doing. I was shooting videos, but not of him. He thought I was shooting videos of him. And then we were introduced, and I said, "Hey man, I'm a huge fan. I love your work. I've been a follower of yours for a long time now." And he goes, "Oh yeah, great man." And then somebody said, "Hey, is he the one that's following you, recording you?" He goes, No, it's not him." But then on Instagram later, I see a large post of him complaining about issues that he had at the convention, and he says, and there was this man bun faggot that was recording me. I was the only person wearing a man bun in Ohio, so it's me. I'm the man bun faggot. And I could say that because it's a quote. It's a quote. I'm quoting him. So he put it on Instagram. I have a screenshot. But then he edited it out. He took it out and he edited the actual comment out. So that was kind of funny. I don't mind, though. I'm technically, I am a man bun faggot. Let's see. Hey, Pig, what is your inspiration for the title of the stream? Well, I wanted to test it. I wanted to test the stream, right? So that's a test on PigCake. And I was talking about David Blaine. So that's why I called it what it is. Let's see this one. Justin has a third eye. He knows about your ulterior motives. I wasn't recording him. I really wasn't. As a matter of fact, here's the interesting part. I realized when he thought I was recording him because I was recording somebody, and then I got him going down the escalator. So as I was recording this individual, he was going down the escalator. And I saw this in a footage when I was editing a video later on. So I guess that's what he took as me following him, recording him. But I wasn't doing that. I wasn't following him or recording him. It just so happens that he was in that one shot. And that's not a meme. That's not a joke. I'm not saying that like to be a cynical asshole. I wasn't recording him. But he thought I was. Let's see. Drunk Piggy following Justin Miller at Magi Fest. Classic Piggy. Yeah, if I was following him, he would know. That's the thing. If I was recording him, and first of all, I would never record anybody without their consent. I would never go up to somebody because I'm a decent human being. I would never go up to you and be like, "Hey man, I'm gonna record you." Or no, I would. Sorry, let me rephrase that. I wouldn't ever record somebody without consent. I would go up to you and ask you, "Hey man, do you mind if I record you? I'm doing a little bit of a video." Or if I have an issue, I would say, "Hey man, listen, yada yada yada. We should do a video. You point my point, your point, and then we come up to a conclusion in the video." Yeah, but I'll never record somebody without their consent, and then especially go after later and be like, "Haha, look at all these footage I got of this person." That's not the way I roll. I don't do that. So I bought a carton of SpongeBalls, and I would like to start a career with them. Good luck with that, man. Good luck with that. That's pretty tremendous. If you turn off the sound, you'd swear Piggy is preaching the tenets of Islam. I realize this does have an aesthetic of like one of those again, like one of those crummy YouTube videos where I talk about how conversion being a conversion or converting to Islam is definitely beneficial. That's what I should do. Wouldn't that be a twist in this channel if I start uploading videos on why it is that you should convert to the Nation of Islam? Oh man, I also hate this this metal. It's making my hands sweat. So I'm sorry if I have to readjust and you hear that. What would you ever do with footage of Justin Miller walking around? I don't know. I don't know that. Like, maybe he thought that I was recording him to fuck with him, but he ended up being in one shot accidentally. And he ended up saying to people in the convention that I was following him. And then after subsequently being introduced to him, he said, "No, I wasn't the person." And then after the convention, he said, "Yeah, that was the person." But is Divernon gay because he's Canadian? Yes. Di Vernon might be the gayest because he's Canadian, and Di Vernon is also a terrible father. Di Vernon is a terrible father. I love that he's what do you call this? Like all the documentaries are like, yeah, my father was never around. He was too busy traveling the country looking for, you know, people doing moves and card tricks. And he wasn't in my life. Maybe he taught me 3 tricks. Thank God for my mother. Let's see. Do you have the screenshot? Yeah, I think I do, and probably in that phone. Maybe I should look for it and post it up. I remember maybe in my drive. I should check if I have it, but I definitely have a screenshot of the post before you edited it. Piggy would only record somebody without permission if he was a confidential informant. Why would I do that? No, I wouldn't do that. I would approach you. I'm a human being first. I would approach you and say, hey man, listen, all right, I want to do a video with you. It might not be a video where you will be painted in the most favorable light. However, I would like to give you an opportunity to represent yourself if I'm doing a video about you, whereas I am recording footage of you. You know, I wouldn't ever do that. I wouldn't ever do that. It seems like a cop-out, like a lame thing, you know? I'm trying to make sure that I'm not contradicting myself. That's why I'm kind of thinking, like making sure I'm not contradicting myself, and I haven't done that before. You know, I have made videos on Jabrizi and Evanera, but that's with like publicly available information, right? That's like, oh, here are YouTube videos that I'm making use of my point or trying to get my point across. However, I think the point that he had contention with is that I was secretly recording him, which is something I would definitely never do. So what's this? Anyone that fast with balls is definitely gay. What level laser lotus are you? I have no idea what that is. I have no idea what a laser lotus is. That like some sort of child thing? Is that some sort of like code? Some Alex Jones code that I'm not familiar with. Let me go see this one. Where's Rocky? Rocky the raccoon. I think he's in a box somewhere, if I don't recall correctly. Maybe in this box over here, which I still haven't unpacked, even though I've been here for 2 months. Let me do this one. Hi, Justin. Out of the way, faggot. That's funny. Yeah, I'm quoting him. I could say that because I'm quoting him. I'm not using that as a slur. I'm quoting an individual. Make that clear for the YouTube hive mind that I'm not using any sort of slurs against any marginalized community. I am merely quoting someone. All right, let that be known. Did you try to mix the coffee in the machine before serving it? I have no idea what you're talking about. What do you mean mixing coffee in the machine before serving it? Let's see. Humana says freewheel burning. I feel like that's the name of a channel that you might have like tutorials on how to best fill up your marijuana pipe. That's what that sort of channel sounds like. I mean, if you were repeating, you are repeating the insult directed at you. Yeah, I'm the marginalized person here, okay? So usually somebody might say, oh, you're using a slur. No, but the slur was used against me, all right? And I just so happen, well, I'm not, but I mean, if I was, then I could definitely use it in that context where I'm complaining about somebody using it for, like, I could say technically that I'm being oppressed, but unfortunately, me being a heterosexual male, it kind of looks bad against me for using it, even though I'm using it in the right context. But you got to realize context doesn't matter in the year 2020. Ham radio was timed out by Daniel Cabrera for 300 seconds. What are you having, a power trip? You're having a self power trip here, Daniel? Fucking, I'm surprised there isn't gonna be like a real estate account that somehow is gonna pop up and suddenly gonna start talking about how you're the funniest. I wouldn't be surprised. Did you already bought your flight ticket to Venice? I don't think anybody could buy a flight ticket to Venice at this point from the United States. I'm pretty sure that would be illegal, especially considering any sort of pussy whip. There you go. Sorry, lost the audio for a second there. I think they still have a substantial travel ban here. So unless you're a resident, you're not allowed to go anywhere. I've watched Evanera for 4 months and I decided to perform on stage. Bottom line, thank God they didn't let me perform. Did you tape your door closed? Soundproof as fuck. You know, that was there before I got here. Honestly, that was there before I got here, and it's very worrisome. It's very worrisome as to why that door is taped, because there's a concrete wall behind that door, and there's also, if you notice, I don't think you could see it there, but there's like a vent right here. There's like a vent underneath the door. So that's also another thing that has me a little bit worried. Has he gone up in the balloon yet? It says Magic Orthodoxy. That would be funny, David, if I didn't see your tweet on Twitter saying congratulations to David Blaine for doing a successful stunt. Okay, so I don't find that funny because I know that you already know that he went up. All right, Mr. Orthodoxy, if that's your last name. Daniel's the best, saying you and me playing cards. I'm not even gonna get into your retardation, Daniel, when it comes to how many Instagram. But before I actually knew you, I'm like, oh man, so this guy's getting a lot of positive comments on his stuff. Wow, that's kind of crazy. This guy's getting a lot of positive comments. And then I realized, wait a second, you are the owner of 90% of the accounts that are saying good job on the cards. Good job. Hey man, nice picture, dude. Wait, this is you telling you that you have a nice picture. You took the picture. You're biased. Danny is funny. Fuck. Oh, I meant you. God damn it. Or not god damn it, sorry. I don't want to say that in vain. Especially Magic Orthodoxy. All right. You're funny, all right? And I hate the fact that you're quick. All right. I wish I was as sharp and as quick as you. Let's open a tape door. I think the landlord might have an issue with me opening that door. You should never use Jabrizi's name in vain. That's funny because that's implying that Jabrizi has some sort of Jesus-like status, I guess. I would love to do a video. Jabrizi was here in Miami. I would have loved to have done a video with Jabrizi. He was flying a plane or something. He was doing some weird shit. But I would have loved to have taken that opportunity to do a video with Jabrizi, where he wouldn't know that I'm making fun of him. Let's see. I thought my block rocker took a shit when your mic cuts. Oh fuck. Didn't review the Jabrizi magic kit. Dang it. Yeah, that's a good thing, because you would have paid essentially $80 for a deck of bicycle playing cards, a thumb tip, which is, by the way, kind of weird that he sells a white thumb tip. You know, you would think maybe he would use a different color scheme. Well, the inside of the palm. It's kind of weird that he's selling a white thumb tip. Maybe some invisible thread. And here's the thing. I saw your comment recently, David, on that little toy that I got from wish.com. Here's the box, funny enough. All right, here's the box where it came from. I definitely have Corona at this point, because I touched the box that came directly from wish.com. Right, and it's a little bit of a toy. And here's a part that I was very disappointed to find out, which I found out maybe a month ago, was that it's not a magnet. It's not like a cool little toy. It's something that requires quite a lot of work to get down correctly. It took me 27 takes essentially to get the little thing, and it still came out messed up. Just because this is actually quite difficult to do correctly, especially with the allotted supplies that they give you. It's pretty fucking hard to do. I think the little thing it brings a little thing that you're supposed to put around your ear is meant for tiny Chinese ears, and I have manly Arabic ears, so it broke when I first tried to put it on. So that was actually quite a hard thing, and I think it's a fun little toy. So I just found that interesting. I found the review vids on YouTube months ago. Yeah, how annoying was that, by the way? Because you see this video and I'm like, oh, this is a cool toy. And then you find out, oh no, it's a magic trick. And it requires some precise use of invisible thread to do correctly. And to do anything like the way you saw it in the video that was being passed around Instagram. Let's see. Will magic actually help me get pussy? Nope. Stopping magic will actually help you, because if you do magic, you're not going to see a pussy. So if you stop magic, then you're going to have missed pussy so much that it's going to make you inspired to get it quickly. So I suggest learning magic and then stopping it. So then that way you're going to be ravenous. You know, it's like you're going to be hungry. So that's a good way. Watch a review video. Let's see. Are you talking into a massaging shower? Oh, fuck. God, you're funny. Okay. I've already mentioned this, all right? This is a snowball microphone. Unfortunately, all my good equipment is at the PigCake Studio. Sorry, not PigCake Studios. Oh my God, what a mistake. Ham Radio UME Studios. All right, all my good equipment is there, so I'm relegated to using the refuse, which is my webcam and or a shitty microphone. Let's see. Oh, I'm a musician. That was the meaning of life. That's funny. Freeware, you percussionist? If not, who told you how to speak our language? Okay, that's why you were answering that. When you drink a cocktail, you feel strange. Is that some sort of like a blowjob reference? Cocktail, maybe. I know I'm late. I'm glad I didn't miss entirely this time. Yeah, that's a good thing. That's definitely a good thing. I thought your account for a second there said magic in your profile, Justin. I thought it said magic at the end, which would be atrocious. It's like, I feel like having magic at the end of your username is like having 52 at the end of your username. It's like, okay, all right, that's a lot. That's a lot to deal with. So imagine giving a girl your Instagram and it's like, yeah, so my Instagram is Poppy Lover 52. Wow, 52? What's that? It's the amount of playing cards in an average deck of regulation playing cards. So wow, relegated and refuse. You're at PigCake, you use the big words. You know what it is, David, is that you're used to watching ham radio where the majority of the words are, dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, man, you know what I'm saying? So anytime you see a PigCake only stream where I'm using these big fancy SAT words, these highfalutin words, all right, you're like, wow, is this what knowledge is like? Is this what an education sounds like? Wow, man, I didn't know. I didn't know that PigCake was capable of doing a stream. All right, because the majority of the streams out there are through the funnel of a Miami High education. Fuck. A $5 word. That's funny. A slight shot at Chris Ramsey, 52. Yeah, I'll tell that to him. 52 is the worst thing you could put at the end of your username. It's cringy. 52. Oh, it's playing cards. Yeah, it's the amount of playing cards in my deck of cards. Even when I saw the David Blaine special today, when they go, oh, how many balloons do you have? 52. And then they go, is that because of the playing cards? And then I think the his partner there was saying like, yeah, a little bit. Like, oh, okay, this is terrible. This is actually quite terrible. Let's see this one. Thanks for bringing the chat to life, PigCake. I try. It's also content. You think I am capable of probably not even looking at the chat and maybe spewing propaganda into a microphone for 58 minutes. But the chat definitely helps that. The chat definitely helps that out. I lost. Fuck. Why did that comment? I lost that comment. See, I wanted to read a comment that said I lost. And a bout of irony. That comment went away here on my stupid phone. PigCake, what do you think about homeschoolers? I like homeschool. I like the idea of homeschool. I think that public school is not for everyone. Certain kids benefit from homeschooling. The only thing you miss is that component, that necessary human interaction with other kids. You're going to have to feel awkward. You're going to have to feel, those moments where you're not necessarily at your best. And you can only do that through the lens of going to a public institution or even a private school. So you do lose that when it comes to homeschooling. But I think it's perfectly acceptable for some people. Not everybody, but some people. And now I think more than ever, it's kind of funny because before, you have this idea where, oh no, people have to come to the office and they have to go to meetings and they have to do all this bullshit. You couldn't avoid the meetings, but now you avoid going to the office and you see that wherever it is that you're working is still somewhat productive and still capable of doing it. It's just that they never had a reason to, right? So it's funny to see what COVID and these restrictions were able to bring up. But homeschooling, I think, is one of those. Homeschooling is definitely one of those things that you could definitely benefit from, especially school these days, because teachers are quite terrible. So sometimes homeschooling might actually be beneficial. Do you like Spidey? Yeah, I like Spidey. Yeah, he actually just followed me on Instagram. which is why I like him. No, but he's good. He's good. I'm a fan of Spidey. Could you tell by my octave going up by 8? I'm a fan of his. I like his stuff. I like the lisp. I noticed Piggy wanted to cut off 30 minutes in. You guys are Piggy fuel. No, I didn't want to cut it off 30 minutes in. Matter of fact, I wanted to cut it off in an hour, which I just hit. But I mean, I'll stick around here for a little bit because there are some interesting topics to go through. So I thought, why not? Why not go through these and see if I can have a little bit of a hot tester stream. You gotta admit, David Blaine's special though was intriguing. You may have touched on it already, but what'd you think of it? Yeah, I've already touched on it, but yeah, it was great. I liked it. I enjoyed everything of it. I was constantly sweating throughout the entire process because I was afraid that at any point in time anything could go terribly wrong, and I was happy to see it come to a successful conclusion. A lot of people didn't like it. I personally loved it because I'm a fan. I'm a fanboy. Pig, homeschoolers are cool people. Yeah, teachers suck. You were one. Yeah, that's how I know teachers suck, because I was part of that. I was one of them. Well, I was one of the good ones though. One of the good ones, but I'm biased because I fuck myself. So have you been in a Zoom meeting with more than 3 people? Luckily no. The only time I was there was testing it for a friend of mine. I was testing Zoom. That's the only time I ever actually used Zoom, which is funny because you have somebody like Max Maven who doesn't have a phone showing you how to do online Zoom magic on penguinmagic.com, which I just find kind of funny. Like Max Maven doing Zoom magic, and he's like an expert in it. Like, he doesn't have a phone. He doesn't know what he probably can't even order pizza online. So how would he be I guess you don't have to understand technology that much. You could still do kind of tricks and maybe translating through this means, but you do have to have some rudimentary understanding of technology in order to, I guess, supersede its limitations. I found that quite interesting. Let's see. Do you have any tricks to get me laid? Nope. The absence of tricks gets you laid. That's the secret. It's not any trick. It's not doing a trick. What's your prediction for the next big thing in Magic? What's the next prediction? Zoom was kind of one that was stepped in. Unironically is a wrong word. Zoom magic and magic through like this means, so Skype sort of things. That was unintentionally propped up to a pedestal, but I have no idea. I really don't know. I mean, what would you define as something that's a big thing in Magic? Like, what would you define as a big thing in Magic? And maybe I could give you an example as to what I think. Well, let's see. I actually think you were a good teacher. Yeah, I guess. I just have a problem with discipline. I'm not a huge discipline guy. Especially because I know what it's like, right? So discipline is one of my weak sides. But, you kind of, you understand what they're dealing with, right? So you're like, okay, I know what you're doing. I just hope you understand what you're doing, why you're doing it, and why I have to reprimand you. So let's proceed from here. But it was always a hard point. Let's see. Who is your favorite commercial magician? I.e., who's in all the trailers of big magic houses? I'm not sure, man. I have to think, like, who is it that I go through and watch every time there's like a trailer out? I don't know. I really don't know, man. I don't really watch a lot of Magic videos. Like, to be honest, let me go through my history. I'm gonna go through my YouTube history and tell you the sort of stuff that I watch on the regular, other than twerking videos. Let me see. Okay, actually I can't name most of these because they're politically inclined, and I feel like people might make judgments, even though I'm sure that my political affiliation is no secret. But let's go through these. So for example, this one is smoked queso dip. Real plumber tries awful plumbing hacks. Let's see. David Blaine Ascension. This one is Ultimate Warriors 1996 Return. Cheap cigar review, Trader Jack's. A look at Trader Jack's. Let's see. Wizard product review. So that's the first Magic fucking thing. Let's see. I'm scrolling through a bunch of stuff that I can't mention here. This one's some wrestling stuff. So this is Global Farce Wrestling, but I'm sure that this was on while I was sleeping. Trader Jack's cigars are sweet, but are they worth it? So that's the So I don't watch magic stuff. This one, 18th century fried onions, Beauty and the Beast, stories from our disturbing world. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much what I watch here, man. I don't watch a lot of magic stuff, so it's fairly rare. See, this is what I've been watching too recently. Growing Tobacco in Early America, Coffee Eggs from 1769, Ash Cakes, 18th Century Cooking, which actually I found kind of funny because I remember teaching about that back in the day, something called fire cakes or ash cakes. So fire cakes is a recipe that soldiers, American soldiers, had to do because they would get portions of flour and rations for food, and they really couldn't do much. So what they would do is they would mix flour and water and eat it, sometimes without even cooking. Sometimes mixing the flour and the water and just consuming it for its nutritional value, just to fill you up. Sometimes they would cook it, and it's called a fire cake. Not only because you had to cook it over fire, but also because it felt like fire when it came out. So that's a fun little point. Just thought I'd mention that as a little bit of an aside here. Let me go back to my comments here. What are we at? 1:06. Let's see. We'll go through a couple ones here, and then I think we'll call this a stream. So, it used to be Oz Perlman back in the day. Well, I'll send some videos about Oz Perlman, which I used to love. I still love his stuff because he had some great workers, I guess. But some videos of him failing on doing tricks for reporters and stuff, of him just bombing, and it's quite substantial bombs. So let's go through these. Let's see. Hey, PigCake, shout out from Puerto Rico. I love your videos. Also like your production value tricks. Thank you. I appreciate that. Especially looking at a stream where it looks like I'm about to talk about gang stalking. It's great for you to say, hey, man, I like your production value. Let's see. Now read your internet history. Here's the thing. There's nothing that exists on my internet history because I delete it. All right. There's nothing to find. Everything's incognito. Let's see. Pig, you should watch Steve 989. He does MRE reviews. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I've seen those. Which are hysterical because some of them actually end up to be good. Some of them end up tasting quite substantial. I have take on DM. Angle Z, but the card is handled and legitimately torn in front of the spectator, yet the corner still matches perfectly. I'd love to share it one day. Yeah, but the idea of Angle Z is the pre-torn corner bit, right? That the corner's already torn off. If you're doing something like Angle Z, I guess you could call it a take on Angle Z, right? But the point of Angle Z is that the corner's already ripped, so that's kind of the whole premise. I was trying to find the right word. Why, hello there. I quite enjoy test streams. Okay. That's kind of a weird thing to admit, right? That you enjoy that, especially from a channel called Microwave Capri Sun. Because if you microwave Capri Sun, you're going to essentially not have a good time. You're going to have some sparks in the microwave. I don't know how it is with liquid in the actual Capri Sun, but it doesn't sound like a good endeavor by any means. Let's see. Why not talk about non-magic related stuff? Like what? I mean, everything right now is pretty much going to shit in terms of, is what I was talking to Daniel about for the show. I'm like, everything's political, man. I don't really have topics here because everything, you try to look up news and I try to look up things and everything is just, this, that, da, da, da. And I'm like, that's not fun stuff to talk about. Like, I don't want to talk about that. And I'm sure if I talk about that, people are just going to cancel me because of certain beliefs. But apart from that, it's fun to talk about. You want to talk about some interesting stuff and fun stuff. You don't want to talk about the shit. So yeah, so I think that's it. I'm gonna call the stream here. I think this was quite a fun one, I would say. I expect more of these. I need to find a way. Actually, you know what, I might like the aesthetic. The only thing I might add is a webcam. I might add a webcam and put it maybe up here, and that might be a little bit better. But apart from that, I like this. I like this aesthetic. I'll just duct tape this to that, and I'll be good to go. So thank you guys for watching. I'm going to go figure out different ways to use a light bulb as an aphrodisiac. I think I'm gonna do that. Now you have to watch me awkward.